Hi, you guys. Welcome to our movie review for Adolescent Development. My name is Ariella,
And I'm Hannah Torres.
and today we will be reviewing Imitation of Life, produced in 1959 and directed by Douglas Sirk, with a runtime of 2 hours and 5 minutes. The movie explores complexities of race, identity, and motherhood in American film drama. It also delves into the intertwined lives of two women from different racial backgrounds, navigating societal expectation and personal ambition. The movie examines themes of racial identity, societal norms, and the pursuit of individual dreams amidst societal expectations. It goes into racial relations. It goes into race relations, particularly the experiences of African American women. It also highlights the sacrifices to pursue success and acceptance in a prejudiced society. It also provides a front row seat to family relationships, crisis, and complex household types of a single mother and daughter, their live-in nanny, and the nanny's daughter.
The movie starts with two widowed mothers, both in desperate need of a job. Laura, a white woman looking to be an actress in New York, and Annie, a black woman who just wants a home for her and her daughter, Sarah Jane. Together, they help one another. Laura lets Annie and Sarah Jane stay with her, and Laura helps by caring for things around the house and watching her daughter, Susie, while she goes out and tries to get a job. Eventually, Laura meets an agent and gets a big break as an actress. Laura made it her mission to get a job as an actress and wouldn't let anyone or anything hold her back, including missing time with her family and breaking off things with any man who tried to stand in her way of her career. With Laura off being an actress, Annie raised both girls, and being the mother of two girls caused many conflicts. One of the conflicts was that Susie loved Annie, but still needed her mother's love. Laura was too busy until it was too late, and Susie was all grown up. The second is that Annie's daughter, Sarah Jane, was ashamed to have her as a mother because she was Black. While Susie and Laura never treated Sarah Jane or Annie any differently than anyone else, Sarah Jane was made fun of and criticized for having a Black mother all throughout the film, and was even physically abused by a man because of it. In The Imitation of Life, the common theme within the movie is independent women making their own way in life for themselves and for their children. While this is an older movie, it still speaks to the relevance of the hardships single mothers face in today's society and also widowed women. Even in today's society, it is tough to be a single mother and make it on your own without a man and provide for your family as a single mother. As a single mother myself, I thoroughly enjoyed how this film highlighted the struggles and sacrifices a single mother must make time and time again must make time and time again to keep her family from struggling. With that being said, this movie also did a great job of displaying the hardships of children who grow up in single parent homes. Bigner and Gerhardt state that single parent families headed by a woman typically experience either a poverty level a poverty level existence or a borderline standard of living. They are far less well than children living in more affluent families in terms of quality of life, medical care, nutrition, education, and economic security. And at the beginning of the movie, they were struggling and their children knew it. However, with Laura becoming a successful actress, they came out of poverty and got into a lovely home where were put in excellent schools and had the best of everything. With the change of job, however, came the struggle of Susie missing quality time with her mother, which portrays how many children within single family homes feel because even when successful, single mothers must work hard and long hours to provide, thus sacrificing quality time. The Imitation of Life also dramatically captured the complexities of racial identities and norms through an exciting setting and tackled issues still relevant today, in our opinion, such as with biracial young individuals as their identities develop 65 years later, in 2024 with opposing views and rejecting identities inherited by their parents. For example, Sarah Jane, Annie's daughter, continuously announces disappointment and rejection of being African American in her school years to her teenage years and even pretends to be entirely white. Sarah Jane's last act of pretending to be white when she is found after running away is the ultimate catalyst of Annie's death and battle with health issues. This final act occurs when the movie captures the reason for Sarah Jane to reject being an African American after Sarah Jane is beaten by her boyfriend after he finds Sarah Jane is Black, adding to Sarah Jane's struggle to identify as being Black from her childhood in school and to adulthood.
All in all, we gave the movie a grade of an A due to it leaves lasting impressions with its exploration of race, identity, and sacrifice. This film also skillfully navigates complex themes with depth and sensitivity, and it leaves us, the viewers, reflecting on the film and their identities and current racial relations. It's a stellar performance and timeless relevance. And with the film being an older movie, it still held our attention and gave powerful performance from both the mothers and their relationships with their daughters that the viewers appreciated and enjoyed the film. And then here are some questions we have for discussion over the movie.
Okay, so in your opinion, how might a specific theory or model, such as the parenting model, theories of child development, and theories of adolescence, provide a language or set of terms for articulating the attributes of the film? Make the connection of the above theories to the movie.
The theory that comes to mind that best connects to this movie and the various relationships we see would be the family systems theory. Simply because the family system theory starts out with the microsystem all the way to the macrosystem. And with this movie, we saw what was happening in the home. And, we saw Sarah Jane battling just her views of being Black and the power she thought white people held, such as when she found out Jesus, when Susie said Jesus is white.
Oh, yes.
So like
Mm-hmm.
see that throughout the film, but then even to the political systems, which is the macro systems of how, this movie was produced right in the middle of the civil rights movement. And
Mm-hmm.
the movie, when they found out Sarah Jane was Black, she wasn't able to attend school anymore, after she had just posed as being white and never told anyone
Mm-hmm.
the truth. Um, and then also the culture of, Laura and Susie, like we mentioned earlier in the video, they loved Annie and Sarah Jane and never thought of them differently. And they told her time and time throughout the film that, they love her. They love them just as much as they love each other, and that, they don't think any differently of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say that theory best connects with the film and how we can connect it to our major of child development and family studies. Hannah.
Yes.
So Hannah, how does the film comment on, reinforce, or even critique social and political issues at that time it was released, including questions of race, ethnicity, gender, and sexuality?
So, as you mentioned, the civil rights movement was shortly before this film was released. So, I'm sure they were probably filming this while the civil rights movement was still like very prevalent, even though it was very prevalent still when the movie came out. But the civil rights movement was about legalizing racial segregation, and the movie shows that Black people were indeed allowed to be in places now, but they were not socially accepted to be there, and it was still like it wasn't, it was legally segregated, but it didn't feel that way to most of the people it affected. Like Sarah Jane, it affected her and her mother, and they weren't socially accepted in places, and she was only socially accepted places when they thought she was white. And as soon as, like, getting fired from her job immediately when the manager found out, that her mother was Black. She got let go immediately. And so just the racial discrimination was still an issue during this time. And so the film portrays it really well that, Laura and her daughter Susie were not, like you said, they still cared for them just as much as they would care for anyone else and themselves. And it shows that, and Steve also cared for them just as much. So that it showed kind of like not everybody was racist, but there was definitely still like racial discrimination amongst a good amount of people and in society. Um, and then, yeah, and also birth control was I learned that birth control came out and was coming up in this time period too. So that kind of just shows to the other big part of the movie, which was like women and, women's rights and their making it on their own and independence, like women's independence. And so I put, women having a say in how their lives are and how their life turns out is a big part of the story plot. And so, birth control just kind of has a big part of women controlling their own destinies and their own lives and making decisions that would affect them personally. Finger
And
claps.
and there you go, guys. That's our movie review over Imitation of Life.
Yay!